Okay, Tom, we're going to start with you. You had some experience at teaching financial fundamentals through the MEP. Would you share with us, one, why did you think it was a good class in the first place, and then what's been the experience of your clients? How have they responded to the training?
The learning experience is, I think, one of the greatest values of the simulation is the fact that people begin learning in the first 15 minutes, if not, in fact, sooner. And for many of them, they're filling out a balance sheet for the very first time in their life, both personally as well as professionally. And but the way the game is structured at the very beginning, as far as the learning is concerned, they feel like they're learning without embarrassing themselves with the structure that's provided. And I'm talking about predominantly non-financial people, as well as the financial people benefit from this as well. So the learning experience by doing is terrific. The other sort of the proof is in the results, and I'm hearing terrific responses from my customers, especially from the business owners who get excited that they now have people who understand why cash is of the utmost importance, and that cash is not always visible as a green dollar bill. It's in inventory, it's in space, it's in time, and the opportunities there are to increase. And I think the third aspect of importance of this simulation was driven home last week at a meeting I was at where a number of lenders were sharing why they're not making more loans. And they shared that over 50% of business owners who come to them for loans do not understand a balance sheet and an income statement. And while they may not tell that borrower or potential borrowers at the onset, the lenders told me afterwards that in most cases they will not even go to the loan committee with that request if the business owner does not understand the balance sheet and income statement. So this is of utmost importance, both strategically but also from an improvement standpoint.
Okay. Alex, you're new to the financial fundamentals. You're going through the training here. Why did your MEP send you up here? What was the driving factor that said, this is a good thing for us to do and we're going to spend our money doing this?
I think one of the major concerns that happen in Puerto Rico right now in the industry is to try to support the people, non-financial people, to understand them, what is the impact of the transaction happen day by day in the industry. Some occasions, some company have a big wall, probably an imaginary wall between finance peoples and operation people, because they don't understand their word. And probably the financial guys have a different language that the other people has, okay? Here, I figure out, and I was very impressive, because the people can see, especially non-financial and financial people, that in easy game, they can see a balance sheet and income statement in the table, and they can see the effect in each statement. Okay, the transaction happened. What happened with the cash? What happened with the liability? What happened when you have to make any payments over your capacity? And I think you can see, the people can see the whole picture, okay, of transaction doing the day by day in the business.
So do you see that there's going to be a demand in Puerto Rico for this kind of training?
Yeah, I think so. Right now, we don't have a special seminar, okay, to provide to the people right now, non-financial people in Puerto Rico. I have the opportunity to go to all the seminars, but they only give you what is the financial statement, what is the importance of that. But at the end, I don't think so that the people understood what happened. What is important of the financial statement? What is important when the transaction happened during the industry? Here, you can see without not much explanation, just play and doing the transaction and see the impact about yourself. You can prove the impact, when you prepare your financial statement and see what happened in every month.
Pat, you're new to the game, and this is your first chance to see this. What has been your impression of it as an experienced MEP person who's done other facilitations? How does this compare?
I think it compares quite positively, especially the simulation part, because it's a lot of fun and it creates an air of competition between the groups that sit at different tables, which gets them more involved and interested. I think that enjoyment comes across in learning, and I think it's certainly applicable to most small business, because even if they're not doing lean, they really want their people to understand the financials, and this gives them a leg up on how to do that without spending a lot of time trying to explain all the different arcane terminology, and gives them an understanding of what's going on. I think it also has applicability for those companies that are doing the great game of business, because they're getting their people trained in understanding the P&L statements, and this quite easily helps them on that. So I think there's a lot of applicability across the board.
Okay. Tom, you've been out trying to sell this to companies that are MEP clients. What's the reaction?
The reaction is much more positive if I actually take the game board and a few game pieces with me and spend no more than 5 or 10 minutes with the decision maker, which can vary from company to company, showing them very visibly how this simulation works and the outcomes. And I emphasize that this teaching is not death by PowerPoint. Instead, it's life through game simulation.
A lot of the MEPs have been concerned about the cost for the training and the license fee. They think that their clients won't bear that cost, that it's too much, it takes too long. What's been your experience?
Well, that's always the case, whether we're promoting Lean, Six Sigma, any type of training. Some business owners and decision makers will commit those funds, in many cases simply because their customers or suppliers are putting pressure on them to implement Lean. What I'm selling is not the cost, but the benefits. And I have now some firsthand experiences with customers who, for one example, business owner sent 8 people, including himself, to the simulation, spent in excess of $3,000 for the workshop and the expenses associated with it. He had over a $300,000 benefit that came about 4 to 5 months afterwards, when his purchasing people finally got it, that inventory is the same as cash. So the decision makers who then experience the benefits, and he's a good leader because he came to the workshop, and I emphasize that to business, that don't just send your people, be there as well. An organization will never surpass the capabilities of its leaders. And I'm finding many leaders don't understand the balance sheet and the income statement as well. So this is an opportunity for them to get involved and raise the lid on their own organization.
Okay. Pat, any words that you'd, yeah.
I think Tom made a good point, but there's an issue there. When you talk to a small business owner and you tell them they don't understand it, their hackles are going to raise and they're going to push back. I think the real issue is perhaps they think they understand it, but they don't know how to explain it to others. And this provides a learning for them and their people to be able to discuss it in similar terms, easily and comfortably, in a fun manner. And then you also mentioned the issue of the price. A lot of MEPs have connections with different grant organizations, community colleges and stuff. Since the ideal combination of people is anywhere from 8 to 20 people, that price on a grant with a community college would be easy thing to go ahead and sell and get accomplished. So I don't see that price barrier being there. Excuse me.
Any final comments that you'd like to share with an MEP that's thinking about whether or not this is the right thing for them to do?
No, just I would like to have clear that for us, our market, when we have more than 1/3 part of our economy depend for the small business. Okay, I think this is a good tool to present to the small manufacturer and small company to understand what they're supposed to do in order to have a healthy and good finance.
Thank you, gentlemen.